Win with Wings. At Wings, we don't just believe in talking about activation, events, digital. We are out there trying to win brands. We start by servicing them. But we look not just to receive business. We look at how we can give back business and build a relationship so that it becomes a relationship of progress and win-win for both Wings, the activation brand building company, and the client that we work in. In this episode, I want to talk about how Wings infrastructure came into being. And I remember we were one of the top sellers for ICICI Bank. We built a team of 10 people to 1,450 people for ICICI Bank selling credit cards. And we used to sell about 42,000 credit cards per month. This is what some banks do per year. And we were invited by Mr. Kamath, KV Kamath of ICICI Bank to come to South Africa every year for a powerful breakfast and time with him. And it was during one of those meetings that I was going to take breakfast when Mr. Kamath was with me. And I remember looking at him and saying, "Sir, you've been a blessing. Not only did you build an ICICI Bank, but you actually provided jobs where 1,450 people indirectly work for you at Wings. Thank you for what you did." He tapped my back, he laughed, he said, "You know, Arun, I wish I could do more." I looked up at the towering person that he was and said, "Sir, what would you like to do more? You've done a great job already." He said, "I wish I could go there to small cities and open up banks in the non-banking sectors." And I don't know why, I just looked at him and said, "Sir, give me an opportunity. I will run for you." I remember him tapping my back and said, "Yeah, we'll keep in touch, come, have breakfast." And we continued the rest of the day having breakfast and building relationship. We came back from South Africa to India, and less than 2 days, I suddenly got a call saying that if I could come over to ICICI Prudential, where the team wanted to brief me about an activity, because Mr. Kamath had briefed me, Shikha, about my saying that I wanted to go to small cities. So I went excited about the opportunity because I said there's a new client, ICICI Prudential, we never worked. I went there expecting an activation or an event or maybe digital business. And I remember going into the boardroom, posh boardroom, where the CMD and infrastructure team and others were sitting down there. And I was briefed and told that you mentioned to Mr. Kamath that you want to go to small cities and do work. I smiled and said yes. And what happened next took me totally by surprise. I was introduced to the team, and the team happened to be an infrastructure team. And they told me how they were planning to build the market because the competitors were going to the small towns, tier 2 and tier 3 cities, and they were putting up offices. And so ICICI wanted to go and beat the others by building about 150 offices from Pune, Maharashtra, below going down to south, what they call the peninsular region at that time. And they told us that could we go down to the small cities and build spokes and micro offices at these small towns. There was 850 to 1,200 square feet plus a doctor shop of micro office of 150 square feet. So we were excited. At that time, I was looking at this as a new business. But when the infrastructure manager started speaking about the infrastructure, and he asked me what is your BOQ and then what is the TAT time, I was totally clueless because we are an activation company. And I remained calm and said my operation team will get back. I remember coming out and speaking to my architect, and they said BOQ is bill of quantities, TAT is turnaround time. And then I was more confident, and while coming back in the flight, I was a bit nervous because ICICI, after that meeting, challenged us and said, can we do 15 offers in 45 days? And it was across India. It was in small towns like Bhilai, Amravati, Bidar, Vijayanagar, Avadi. So we took up the challenge. We said we will build, and in the flight I was a little nervous because we had committed to quite senior people. But then I kept calm and I said, we have done it before. We have built Wings offices across cities. We'll sit down, understand the business and get it done. And so I took a sheet of paper and wrote down the key things that needed to be done to get a branch ready. Like walk the streets, find a place, get a carpenter, get a branding guy, get the material. So one by one, we put 15 points that would make the office complete. I came back to Bangalore. Next day morning, totally excited, came and told my team, and I asked for 15 commandos. I said, we are going to take each one of you and put you in 15 small towns. And these are the 15 jobs that you need to do. Go around there and get a place, get it done up, and we need to hand it before the 43rd day. 13 people volunteered. The 14th was our very own office boy who said he'll take up the challenge. And that's the beauty about Wings, that ordinary people do extraordinary things out here. So thank God for this team. All of them, the very next day, went to 15 different locations. They found the places. They ticked that list one by one. And I'm glad to say, by the 43rd day, we had covered 14 of the 15 offices that we were supposed to get ready. We missed the 15th one because there was a crack in the building and there was nothing that we could do. It was something wrong with the building. So we did 14 out of 15 in less than 43 days. And we did this on Wings brand activation. And I realized that this is a potential business because from there ICICI gave us more offices, and we finally went on to doing more than 550 offices across India. And this was the birth of Wings infrastructure. There was a challenge for the client, in this case ICICI Pru. There was an opportunity that Wings saw. We grabbed the opportunity and we made things happen on ground, which gave birth to a big division today. Today, what started off at ICICI Prudential has gone beyond. We do stores for Vodafone, we do clinics, we do hospitals, we do interiors for the telephone companies like Vodafone and others. And there's many more schools, and there's many more jobs coming for Wings infrastructure. No more are we small there, we have grown to be a big business. I thank God for this opportunity. So remember, win with Wings. Hope you get charged hearing the story.